Well, hello, business owners and developers. Today, I want to talk about something that is very often overlooked by most businesses when they're implementing business development strategies, and that is transformational coaching and training for you and your team. Look, every business out there needs to apply practical strategies into their business to effectively grow. But what is often overlooked by these businesses is the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude that is required by all the respective team members at multiple levels in order to effectively implement that strategy and help your business sustainably grow. Today, I want to delve into the concept of transformational training and coaching for you and any team members you have whenever you want to apply a business growth strategy into your business. Now, overlook this concept at your peril because I see so many businesses failing to correctly implement a business growth strategy into their business because they haven't looked at the correct knowledge, skills, and attitude you need to have in order to actually effectively apply a particular strategy in your business. So let me go through this concept with you in a lot more detail and help you understand this. Now, I was first introduced to this concept of be times do equals have many years ago, about 20 odd years ago. And when I first heard that, being a military vet that I am, I thought that sounds pretty fluffy to me. And I thought, what a load of rubbish. But it soon dawned on me that actually this formula is also scientifically proven hundreds of years ago by Sir Isaac Newton, and it's actually the law of momentum, and I'll cover that off with you in a minute. But basically, look, in order for us, we have to be a particular person to be able to do what we want to do in order to have the results we want to have. Okay, so let's expand on that a little bit more so that we can understand it a little bit more practically. So Isaac Newton came up with the formula mass times velocity equals momentum. So the mass, which is your B, so it's the sum of your knowledge, your skills, your attitude that allow you to do something or to perform at a certain level, or in this case, your velocity, okay, which allows, so your mass times your velocity equals the momentum. So how quickly you build that momentum up in your business. Okay, and in your life. So this concept isn't just pertinent to business, it's to anything in life as well. So if you think about any new strategy or activity you want to do or skill set or a new system or anything like that, well, you're going to have a certain amount of knowledge, skills, and attitude to be able to effectively apply that. And it's an area that most business owners, particularly when they're implementing new business strategy, they don't put enough thought into this area to ensure that all these areas are covered off well so that the strategy they want to apply into their business is sustainable long-term in the business and will help them with their continued growth. So that's the formula there. Mass times velocity equals momentum, or B times do equals have. Very simple formula there. So let's just break this down in practical terms for you into a business when you're applying a strategy. So look, here's the formula for life success, and you can see on this side here we've got transformational leadership. So who do you need to be able to do the stuff over here on the right hand side in the transactional world? So transformational leadership times transactional strategy, so business growth strategies, allows you to have the results you want to have. And when you achieve things, you're in a position to give more, okay? Whether you want to donate stuff to charities or give stuff to yourself or to your team or to your customers or whoever. Now, in the middle of all this is why do you any of this? Okay, so what's the nuclear energy? What's the source of energy for you to actually work on who you need to be able to do what you need to do, to have what you want to have, and then you can give back to your community or give to yourself or your family or whoever it is you want to give to in there as well. So that's an overall understanding of that formula there around the transformational part of the business. So let's break down the B times do equals have, or mass times velocity equals momentum formula here so we can understand this a little bit better. So who do we need to be? So take any strategy you want in your business. Let's just say we want to put in place a new sales strategy that was going to help boost conversion rates. So in other words, you were going to work on asking better questions during your sales meetings in order to get a higher conversion rate. So you're dealing with the same number of leads, but let's just say you only had a 25% conversion rate from those particular meetings you were doing with your prospects, and you're only converting 25% of them into customers. So let's go through, and I'd say, right, okay, if we want to ask better questions and look to overcome objections and help them buy better, then there's certain things that we're going to need to know. So what is the knowledge you need to develop regarding that skill, around the conversion rate, how to ask better questions, how to listen better? Are you taking on board what your customers or your prospects are saying so that you can ask them better questions to help increase that conversion rate? What's the skill set you need to do? Okay, so is there, you need to be better presenter? Do you need to be more confident asking questions? Are there things you need to learn? Do you need to understand the difference between a condition and an objection, as an example, when these sales meetings, okay? And the other one on this is your attitude. So look, if you, in this case here, if you're in sales meetings and you're looking to boost a conversion rate, if you're not a confident salesperson, or you hate sales, or you don't like what you're selling, then your attitude towards asking particular questions is going to be a lot more stringent on yourself, and therefore diminish the results you get in your converting your prospects to customers. I see this a lot when we are starting to implement new strategies with businesses, and occasionally you'll get them say, oh, that doesn't work here, or we've tried that before and it didn't work. And they had tried it before and it didn't work, but the reason why it hadn't worked is because they hadn't put in place the correct knowledge, skills, and worked on the attitude of the team that were applying that strategy. And because they didn't have those things done correctly, the strategy didn't work. So rather than, it's not the strategy that's the issue, it's the implementation of the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude within the team that has stopped that strategy from working. So the strategy itself may work very well, and you need to turn around and say, right, are there other competitors or other people in the industry using that strategy and getting better results than what we are? That's a sure sign that the issue is around the B aspect of you and your team in the implementation of that strategy rather than the strategy itself. Okay, so we can see here we have in the B part for implementing the strategy, we've got our knowledge, skills, and attitude, or something we call KSAs. And then in the do part is your tactics, so whether they're marketing tactics or sales tactics or automation, finance, logistics, or HR strategies. And then you got the results by combining your B times your do. The results are increased leads or prospects or more customers or more revenue or more profit or more cash in the business. Okay, it's fairly simple there. So that's breaking down the transformational coaching and training to help you achieve that. Now, it goes even deeper than this. So we need to break this down. When we're identifying what strategy we want to apply into the business, we need to break this down into ask questions around 3 different areas. So who is going to be applying the strategy and implementing into the business? So who are the technicians that will be applying it on a day-to-day basis? What knowledge, skills, and attitude do those people need to have to effectively apply that strategy every day in their jobs, whatever that is? Then the next level is the level of management. So what is the knowledge, skills, and attitude the level of management need to have in order to manage the technicians or the people doing that strategy in the business? As an example, what KPIs are they measuring? How often are they doing the reports? What training and support are they giving their technicians in their business around the knowledge and the skills? Okay, so there's questions there on management. What knowledge, skills, and attitude do management need to have to effectively help technicians apply this strategy into the business? And then obviously the third one is also the leadership. What knowledge, skills, and attitude do the leadership need to have in the business to effectively help management, help technicians apply this into the business? So, and around the leadership side of things, it's all about culture. It's about the core values of the business. It's about putting it at the forefront. It's about supporting both management and team. It's about letting people know about continual improvement and, what are they doing to review. And there's another video in the series here on the 5 R's of getting results in your business. Okay, so how you're driving those results and managing those. So there's all these different things you need to think about. So I want you to think about now, whatever strategy you're working on your business at the moment, I just want you to identify one. Now, I want you to ask yourself the question, have you thought deeply about the knowledge, skills, and attitude necessary for that particular strategy you're applying in your business at the moment at the technician mode, at the management level, and at the leadership level. And you'll find this will go a lot deeper and maximize the opportunity of you successfully implementing that particular strategy and maximizing the results in your business as well. Okay, if you've enjoyed this video, guys, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel and comment below about any learnings you've had from today or any questions you have about this particular topic, particularly around transformational coaching and training for you and your team in business. Have a fantastic and profitable day. Why would you choose to make it anything else?